Alright, Shalom. First I want to give all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honours unto the apostles and elders at GMS GreatMillStone, and salutation to all you sincere brethren out there teaching His word in the four corners of the earth, man. Just wanted to get into a quick topic quickly about my so-called origin, which I'm a so-called Kurd. You got a lot of the Kurdish people around, kind of spread out around that area of between like Turkey, Syria, Iran, Iraq, you know, and there's a lot of a lot of that people is Jake, you know. So I just wanted to get into I'm meaning to be doing a lot of videos just to get into different little points of cultural points and different points in history where I could show through the scriptures the similarities, you know, so that, you know, hopefully the brethren out there are edified, man. Especially you Turks and you Kurds out there that, you know, are, you know, searching for wisdom, and you come across these videos, man. There's truth, and hopefully, you know, it rests well with your spirit, man. So I'm gonna start off by reading this thing on www.culturalsurvivor.org. It's called Kurdish Repression in Turkey. Okay, alright, so with the defeat of the Ottoman Empire in World War I, the Allies created the modern Middle East, and while the Treaty of Sevres provided for an independent Kurdistan, it was never ratified. In 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne created the modern states of Turkey, Iraq and Syria, but Kurdistan was ignored. During Turkey's War of Independence, Turkish leaders promised Kurds a Turkish-Kurdish federated state in return for their assistance in the war. After independence was achieved, however, they ignored the bargain they had made. Right, as well, quick scripture just to back that up, man. Because them Ottomans, man, they were Edomites, man. Them guys at the top were Edomites, okay? And they are, they're the fucking piece of the shit of the earth, man. They're our enemy, man. You know. But these Kurds, you know, they sided with them. They joined their military, and they forgot about that. They, you know, they didn't, because they didn't know about their history, because their history was eliminated from them, right? Going back, they didn't know that they were Israelites. They didn't know that the Edomites were their enemy, man. You know. This is Sirach chapter 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. You know, it's sooner or later, it doesn't matter what happens, man. Whether he goes crouching, whether he, you know, whether you join his system, whether you think he makes you think you're on his side. Ultimately, man, he hates you. Right? Edom hates you, man. Anyone from the line of Esau, right? Hates. They pretty much hate everybody, but they especially hate Jake, man. You know, from the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay, which is Israel is the man Jacob who had his name changed to Israel. Okay, and yeah, man, these people, you know, they forgot it, man. They forgot about that, you know, and look what happened, man. Right? So the bargain they made, we didn't stand. They fought with them in the war. Okay, World War I, right? Nothing, you know, thinking that they were going to get a part of their land, thinking that they were going to get some kind of freedom of expression. And I'm going to go on to read what it said. Months after the declaration of a Turkish Republic, Ankara, which is the head capital of Turkey, right, under the pretext of creating an indivisible nation, adopted an ideology aimed at eliminating both physically and culturally, right? That's very important. Physically and culturally. Physically means, hey, man, heads are getting chopped off, okay, right? And culturally, man, erasing an identity. Non-Turkish elements within the Republic. These elements were primarily Kurdish and Armenian, and a lot of the Armenians are Jake as well, man. The 1924 mandate forbade Kurdish schools, organizations and publications. Even the words Kurd and Kurdistan were outlawed, making any written or spoken acknowledgement of their existence illegal. Right? Now it doesn't say it here. Let me see if I can actually find it. I found it, yeah. So before I make this point from the scriptures, I'm going to read this point on another website called KurdishAcademy.org. Okay, I'm going to post all these in the link of the video. The denial of the existence of a Kurdish nation, right? Denied. They said it didn't exist anymore. A whole people erased. Was carried out through falsification of both the history and language of the Kurds. Sound familiar? You know, didn't the same thing happen to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? Over there in Americas, man. In this connection, the Iraqi ambassador to Turkey, Talib Mushtaq, recalled in his memoirs, the Turkish claimed that Kurdish was a language with no grammatical rules and with a mixed vocabulary of only 8,424 words. That's not really what I wanted, man. Where is it? Here we go. Sorry, Salah. Right, so symbolic violence. Making native speakers ashamed of their language, parents and origins has been most intensively carried out against the Kurds. The names Kurd and Kurdistan were banned and replaced by Dağlı, which means mountain Kurd, right, or the East. The existence of a Kurdish nation was denied in innumerable articles, books and speeches while the Turks were exalted. Under the new version of Turkish history, fucking devils, as the most valiant and noble race on earth. Man, that's just Esau written all over, man. The thief cometh, John 10 and 10, man. The thief cometh not but to steal, to destroy, man. You know, actually, let me not get that. Let me get that. Let me get that, man. Let me get that. Yes, John 10 and 10, man. Right. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Right, man. And that's basically what he did, man. Killed, stolen, you know, stole any wealth they had, killed them, you know, destroyed them as a people, and you know, through everything, through culture, destroying them, destroying their language, destroying them, separating families, you know, because the Kurds are scattered all over, and the reason they're scattered is because of constant war, man. You know, constantly being destroyed as a people, man, constantly being pressed down upon, oppressed. Okay. Right, so I've got the scripture in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 6. Right, I'm gonna start from 1 so we get the full idea of what's going on. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God. Okay, right? And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in garrison of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and revelling by the Gentiles. Right, the Gentiles are speaking about here, man. Right, the Edomites, man, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep, this is the point here, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, okay, right, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew, okay, and that's why, that's just like in the curses, man, we became a byword, man, the East, or mountain Turks, okay, that's a byword, man, and going even back, so, you know, they call them redheads as well, man. You know, they try to bestow that on the people, man. So they try to make being a Kurd a vile thing, man. You were below, man. Okay. Now I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go back to the article in Kurdish repression in Turkey, right? Now check this out. Okay. In 1930, the Turkish Minister of Justice. Actually, you know what? Before I even do that, man. Get the scripture, man. Right, really should have lined these up, man. But it's just sometimes when you read something, man, you're in that spirit. Just get it out there, you know. So you don't really prepare, but that's just the spirit, man. Right. Okay. Okay. So far, right, we've been smitten before our enemies. Yeah. So what's the pertaining curse to that, man? Right. Deuteronomy 28 and 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Okay, and that's what happened to the Kurds, man. Right, spread all over. Right, I gave you the main places, but they're spread all over, man. Okay. Right. Okay. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Right? And that's what happened, man. We were side to side with these strangers, these Edomites, okay? And you know what? They came up above high, they exalted themselves, like it said, okay? And they brought us down very low. Okay? And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. And that's exactly what I just read, man. A byword. And that's what we became, man. We couldn't proclaim that. I mean, they were going off anyway. They weren't Kurds, they're Israelites, okay? But you know, in order for me to go further back, I'd have to go further back into the history, right? Of when they became Kurds and so on and so forth, okay? Because our people are spread out and scattered throughout a millennium, man. Right? Ever since the diaspora, and even before that, man, you had the Northern Kingdom spread all out, okay? You had the diaspora of the Southern Kingdom. You had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in Rome in 70 AD, right? Okay, going up into you know, mostly into Africa and Europe, but also towards the East, man, the Far East, man. Okay, going up into Iran, up into Asia, Afghanistan, them areas there, you know. Right. Yeah, man. And among these nations, Salah, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth. This is verse 64, Deuteronomy 28, right? And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, man. Right? What this Yavuz Sultan Selim, right, who was a sultan of the Ottoman Empire and the Edomite, right, what he wanted to do was he wanted to unify, right, the Kurds under Islam, man. Okay, so they could serve Allah, right? Okay, and they were going off anyway. They were part of something called some like subdivision of Islam. I mean, the scholars argue that Shiism or Aleviism, really what it is, Aleviism had nothing to do with Islam, man. It was a more ancient tradition going back to Persia. Okay, right? But yeah, man, let me go on with this. That's time for another video. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Right? And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Man, I know, I've heard stories of my granddad sitting in his porch, man, with a bunch of people, right? And he put up a metal fence around the garden walls, and he hooked up a metal line to a heat generator, right? And he sat there with a metal rod in his hand, man. Just any time he heard someone come over the wall, man, he was just gonna hit that, because there were people trying to kill them all around, man. He was just gonna hit that metal, and that was just gonna cause them to get electrocuted, man. Right? They were in fear, man. They were in fear of their lives. Okay? Don't take my word for it. Go and research it, man. Go and research about the Kurds in Turkey, man. Research from 1970s onwards, even going back, all the different killings, man, and the oppressions, man. Right? Now, we'll go on to talk about the slavery, particularly the scriptures talking about the slavery that happened to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi over into the Americas, man. Okay, in cargo slave ships. But you know what? I'm going to read you this, right? It says, in 1930, the Turkish Minister of Justice declared, "I won't hide my feelings. The Turk is the only Lord, the only master of this country. Those who are not of pure Turkish origin will have only one right in Turkey, the right to be servants and slaves." Man, I don't know if that don't say it, man. I don't know how else I'm gonna spell it out to you, man. Right? A lot of these so-called Kurds, man, they're Jake, man. They're Israelites, okay? I don't know how else to spell it out for you, man. Right? Obviously, amongst every so-called nation, you're gonna get different nations, man. You might get a guy who looks, you know, straight up like you know, like a straight up black man, right? He might look like Shaft, man, but he could be an Edomite for his lineage, man. You know what I mean? So you can't be fooled. But we've got Daniel 9, man, confusion of faces, man. Okay, that scripture's been fulfilled. Okay, because as you know, the lineage goes through the father, man, pursuant to Numbers 1 and 18. Okay, that's your pedigree. So it doesn't matter what your mum is. Your mum's gonna make you look a certain way every time you come out, and your son and so on and so forth, married into different nations. Okay. Man, ghettos, man. Evidence indicates that Kurdish provinces in Turkey are deliberately and consistently underdeveloped. From 1968 to 1975, 10.7 billion lira were invested in East Anatolia and Southeast, areas densely populated by Kurds. This represents 2.4% of national investment compared to 31.1% in Marmara, which is on the other side, man, which is mostly Edomites, man. 28% in the Aegean region. Man. Under Turkey's present military regime, Kurds are hard hit by the policies of a junta fearful of political opposition. Since 1980, the eastern and southeastern provinces have reportedly been subjected to at least 5 military maneuvers aimed at terrorizing Kurds. No rest, man. No rest for the sole of thy foot. To date, no, let me take it back, man. The death penalty was sought for 900 of 70,000 current political detainees. More than 20,000 are reportedly Kurdish, and 90% of these are reputed to have been peaceful protesters for Kurdish cultural rights. Right? So these were just people that were marching, man, just like you get over there in America, man. Black Lives Matter. They were just marching, right? To see where that got them. To date, arrests in Kurdish provinces have totaled 81,634. Of these, 378 have allegedly been tortured to death, and 374 have been killed in nighttime attacks. The most frequent legal justification for these arrests are Articles 141 and 142 of the Turkish Penal Code that protect the economic institutions and social foundations of the nation. It's just bullshit, man. That's basically Esau's structure, man. That's his lies that he hides behind. And prescribe 5 to 15 years imprisonment for those seeking to destroy the political and legal order of the state. Okay? Man, it goes on and on, man. Right? But anyway, man, you know, Lord willing, I'll get into more of these videos, man. But you know what? Just pursuing to prophecies, man. If you just read up Deuteronomy 28, man, you know, you read up the Maccabees, man, you're going to start to realize that, yeah, these people are oppressed, man. These people are Israelites, man. Majority, man. Okay? Anyway, with that, shalom.